Okay.
Just give me a minute. Like I said, I copied the whole thing. It's saying it's so long, so and the internet is so slow. Yeah. All right, I think, are we live now? I think we
Yes.
are. Okay, all right. So you can start.
Meet the hosts, Oche Ajaifia, former woman, but with you, Winifred Ibuamigo, and Joma Mwapa.
All right, Oje, take it away.
Good evening, everybody. You are welcome to tonight's show. It promises to be an interesting one, and it's about a tradition practiced in the southeastern part of Nigeria. A brief look at the uncommon, fascinating tradition of women marrying women in Nigeria. According to Paul's Nigeria article dated 18th October 2019 by Inemesi Udoidong, women are allowed to marry women for various reasons. Face-to-face Africa. For many Nigerians, marriage is a union between two people, a man and a woman. While this might apply in certain areas, some states practice same-sex, non-sexual marriages between women. We explore the history behind this practice and where it is still done today. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic country with over 500 different languages and various unique traditions. One popular tradition is that of women marrying women. According to Wando Achebe, a Nigerian-American academic feminist scholar and a multi-award-winning historian, this is not to be confused with same-sex unions. Woman-to-woman marriage in Africa has absolutely nothing to do with homosexuality, she states. She is supported by another researcher, Kenneth Chukwuemeka, who labels woman-to-woman marriage as an improvisation to sustain patriarchy, adding that this is simply an instrument for the preservation and extension of patriarchy and its traditions. Once married, these wives could pick their male sperm donors. The husband was also allowed to have a male companion that satisfied her erotic desires, according to Chukwuemeka. These children carried the female husband's name, not that of the man responsible for the pregnancy, and were considered legitimate in society's eyes. This tradition was also practiced by women past menopause. This group of women could marry wives for themselves, for their husbands, for their sons, and or for their siblings. Among Igbos, pre-colonization evidence shows that the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria practiced this tradition so that one of the women, now deemed the husband, could hold on to her assets or her inheritance. This is because wealthy, influential women enjoyed equal privilege with their male counterparts. So these women of high status were allowed to marry wives by paying their bride price. So tonight we have Ifi Moma Mbadinuju and our dear Mazi Solomon Ihedigbo. We're happy to have you here. You are welcome to the show. So these two are going to dissect everything about this topic. And I implore the audience to just hold their peace. If you have any questions, it's either you type it in the chat or you indicate with the raise hand button so that we don't have it chaotic here. So you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Oche. Thank you. Welcome everyone to the show. And Mazi Solomon, thank you so much for making our time to be a part of today.
Thank you.
And let's go straight to the question. In simple terms, it's marriage between a woman and a woman. There's been a rumor around Facebook and everywhere. Could they be talking about same-sex couples? In today's contest.
Can everybody mute their cameras?
It's not, it's far from that. All right, Mazi Solomon, what does it mean to say a woman begets a woman?
Okay, thank you, Ife. I hope I'm audible enough.
It's a little low,
Yes.
but if you can increase it, that'll be better.
Okay. First and foremost, when I started discussing this with IJ, we had an issue coming up with a title because, you know, meaning cannot be derived outside context. And now, if I will switch a little to vernacular, please, at the end of the day, I'm an academic, so I equally bring in vernacular, and hence this is an Igbo talk, but I will always translate.
Yeah. We have people that are not Igbo. We have non-Igbo. We have Yoruba. We have Bendel.
I will translate.
Thank you.
So the Igbos usually will say "nkode namba na-eghelumbani." You know, so that is still the contextualization of issues and aspects. If we have Americans in our midst, you know what we are saying will sound very strange to them.
Yeah.
Beautiful. The same way, my 4-year-old son, Duke, if you tell Duke that a woman, you know, about same-sex marriage, that a woman kisses another woman, you know, he's back in Nigeria. For him, he will be like, Kaka, what are you talking about? This is wrong. This is strange. Yeah. So that is that aspect of now, fine. So we have had different scholars done different articles, publications on this subject matter. We have that by Nwoko, published in 2012, the Journal of African Studies. He titled it Female Husbands.
Come on.
We also have another article published on Academia. It's an online journal by Ego Di Uchendo. She titled as Woman / Woman Marriage in Igbo Land. So I will go by that definition from Nwoke, PhD, in 2012, which says, why distinguishing female husbands from lesbianism as practiced elsewhere? He argues that unlike other societies, women-to-women marriages in Igbo land were not contracted in response to the sexual emotions or attractions of the couples, but simply an instrument for the preservation and extension of Igbo patriarchy and traditions. He also argues that the concept of female husband in Igbo land served none of the interest of patriarchy than contend against it. So what are they trying to say here? Female husband, women begets women, woman husband, in no way can be compared or related to same-sex marriage. They are two different things. Because hence same-sex marriage has the aim of taking care of emotions. That of women marrying women, female husband, is entirely to sustain patriarchy and have somebody's lineage sustained. So it is totally devoid of any form of eroticism or emotions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And adding to that, I think you've just spoken like an academic. And you made it so much of a lecture. Let me break it down a bit. It's just where I'm going to say exactly what you said, but in a lighter mood, no kitchen level.
Exactly.
In a situation where a woman goes out to marry another woman as a capacity as the husband in that situation, in order to keep their inheritance. And it's very common when, or not very common actually, that ideal relationship stems where the woman has gone through marriage.
Let me interrupt, Ify. You are digging into my pot of soup.
I'm sorry. Okay, I give up.
So this is loaded. I have a lot.
Okay, all right. So in simple terms, a woman going out there and marry the other woman and be their husband, take care, full care, and be responsible for that woman. I'll stop there.
Okay.
All right.
So now we shall be, at the end of the day, we shall be interested in certain keywords.
Okay.
Let's look out for patriarchy, inheritance.
Patriarchy, what does it mean in simple English?
Okay, in simple English, male-dominated society in the area of politics, power, economy, and what have you.
Okay.
But before I continue, or still on the patriarchy thing, apologies to our sisters here. At the same time, let me also tell you, it's somehow painted as if the Igbo runs a patriarchal society. I also want to tell you that matriarchal aspect of the Igbo society is well established. And you can't push it by the side. I will tell you this I will illustrate this by using the name Nneka, Mother is Supreme.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I will end that there.
Okay.
So, as I said, patriarchy, inheritance, Ahamefula. We bear it as a name. Ahamefula, let my name not be lost. Ama Echina. Uguta answers that name, right? Uguta people.
Yeah,
Amechina. Let our kindred not be, removed from
lost. Let our kindred not be lost in loss of spam.
Beautiful. Now we also have Aguwai. We also have Okenwai. These are words we shall be focusing on in this talk today.
Okay.
They are all aspects of, there are words that you see over and over in the course of this discussion today.
Okay, Mazi Solomon, let me ask another question that will take us deep into this topic today. What are the reasons behind this practice?
Okay, fine. As we said earlier, we've talked about patriarchy, which is all about male dominance.
You up like.
You know, we know, I don't know about some people who are not from Igbo land. It is not only in Igbo land. In some other climes across West Africa and East Africa and Southern Africa,
That's correct.
the role and existence of a male child is German. That is one. Male child and children generally. But more importantly, male child. So that is why in Igbo land you have names like Nwabueze, Nwawoba, and names like that. So usually where a couple in the course of their marriage, and also, you know, since we are talking about marriage in Igbo land, we also are aware that in Igbo land, marriages in before, you know, pre-colonialism and shortly after colonial rule were done not based on love or romance, but just one, for procreation, and then two, for economic reasons.
Very true. Yeah.
Right. So in a situation where a couple, there are several reasons. So let me give them one after the other. A couple who end up not having a male child, it's usually expected that one, the man's, okay, upon the demise, okay, hold on. Upon the demise of this man, childless, his wife, usually with the consent, that is this widow now, with the consent of members of the late husband's family.
Umunna.
Umunna, thank you. We go get a wife, a woman who is believed will come and have children at the end of the day, and is expected that, at least praying, you know, this is in the intent that this woman will give birth to a male child. Now, this male child, okay, let me go back to the marriage aspect. Two ways now. This woman most times will not present herself that she is the one marrying the lady. Rather, they will present a male from either the late husband's brother or late husband's relations. They will present that person as the spouse to be.
Okay.
That is on one aspect. On another aspect, some of such people, that is this woman now wanting to marry another woman, they go looking for some of those girls who got pregnant out of wedlock.
Yes.
And in the traditional Igbo land, in certain societies, I'll use my Obo for an instance, where for us it's a taboo. So where such happens, this woman now won't even present a man. She will be the one standing in, but with Omonna. So there won't be any form of deceit. It will be spelled out to this bride to be that this is the woman marrying you, and look at the purpose for which you are coming into this home. So ndị Igbo equally will say ebe nwa si lo wa ya hiri. Wherever a child comes from, that child will be accommodated. And in this case now, that unborn child from this bride to be eventually will become part of this family home. So she will eventually bear the family name. That is one. Then for the aspect of impregnating her, usually this bride, this new bride, has no role in bringing who will impregnate her. rather her female husband will be the one that nominates somebody. And bear in mind that most times, whoever she is going to nominate, in some cases, they restrict it to family members of the immediate husband so that, you know, it still will remain in their bloodline.
Oh.
Then if they are not, if she's not nominating somebody from her immediate husband's home, but it will be within their community. And in the course of that, there will be investigations, because you don't want to have somebody who has some medical issues, you know, people who have maybe people who, you know, armed robbery, stealing, you know, the Igbos believe that it runs in the blood.
Which is not
and
true.
then some smart women equally go extra mile. They look for some of those very brilliant men in the society.
Yeah, man.
You know, so that they will give them offsprings. But now there's a caveat. That caveat is, Ndi Igbo also will say, Iko anaga akpọ nwa. Iko anaga akpọ nwa. What do I mean? You must be legally married to somebody before you can lay claim to a child.
On a child, yeah.
So, who the biological father, usually they try to make sure that only one person becomes responsible for all her pregnancies.
Yes.
Yes. So that, you know, to maintain it. And now, whoever those children will call their father and identify as their father is not their biological father. Yes. That is now in this case of a widow. Now, I will bring in the aspect of Agwai and Okenwai. Agwai is a woman who probably her husband is still alive, and that's Agwai, and she was not able to have a child. Or even if she had a child, it may be a female child, and over time they've gotten married. This Agwai, in two situations, two cases, and apologies. You know, some men are regarded as efulefus. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Now, such men that are regarded as efulefus, in my place, I na boha wanye mbi wanye po. Mbi wanye po. So that is most times such men, their women exact 100% control over them. So that's mbi wanye po. So now, Aguma in this case, because she couldn't have a child, will on her own decide and marry a girl. She is the one marrying this girl. Now, two things. She may decide to allow her a slave husband impregnate her. One. Two, she also has the powers. You know, she's an Agwai. To bring another man, maybe this time because her husband is some kind of a fulefu, she will bring, you know, one smart Alex. Sometimes teachers, you know, those.
Did you say smart Alex?
Yeah, smart Alex. Yeah, smart Alex is, I think, is an English word. So he might be a teacher. You know how teachers are usually regarded in our villages. Yes. So it might be a teacher, you know, headmaster, all those people, you know. So that's the person that will come to do the job. At the end of the day, products of that conception will still bear her husband's name. Now, in Igbo land, all these are accommodated. If anybody comes tomorrow to even taunt those children, such person may even be ostracized from the society.
Wow.
Yes, because such is accommodated. I think I'll relax a bit now.
So suddenly, it means those children are legitimate?
They are legitimate, yeah.
100%, 100 plus 1%. Yeah, in my place, some cases came up about 7 or 8 years back in the customary court where issues of land dispute came up. And the customary court awarded such products of such union the winning. So in customary Igbo law, it is accommodated.
Recognizes them. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Mama,
And
Mama, do you mind if I ask him something?
Go on.
Because when we decided to do the show, me and Mama had, I thought it was, I know women who couldn't have kids, and they went and married maybe their nieces, or brought in another wife for the husband to pregnant, right?
Yeah.
But Ifeoma was trying to say that it was only mainly widowers, or like older women, like menopausal women. So from what you said, when somebody doesn't have a male child or can't have a baby, like their Agowine, it's part of the women beget women, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to. Okay.
So
and
do you want me to continue? Okay.
Let me add something, Solomon. Before you continue, I'll add something. At this time, this type of marriage or this type of practice opened or gave an advantage to the young girls who got married out of wedlock, because most of them were in line. They knew that this will always come their way. It was an opportunity.
Got married or had kids outside wedlock? You mean had kids outside wedlock?
Those that had kids or got pregnant outside wedlock, young girls to women bouquet.
Yes,
so
thank you.
They were always betrothed to these women. And again, on the positive side of things, they were seen as good market. A woman who is able to be pregnant, yes, let's hang on to this. They will give me a child, because you might get married.
Jingle.
If you go and bring in a virgin in this instance, in a home where they're looking for a child or looking for a male child, and they'll start struggling again
to have a baby.
Oh, bad market. So, but anyone that will know that's got that capability of getting pregnant, or it's there, then it's a viable market in this side. On this side of things. So that is very important to note. And again, although it wasn't said, right, it was another, because adoption was not a very big thing. It wasn't there. So this was another means of adopting. Even to myself, I said, this is a very beautiful adoption strategy.
Yes.
Rather than buying one kid, adopting a child, you're adopting the source, which will come and multiply and give you more. So that was what it was.
It's like surrogacy. So it's like surrogacy.
Adoption at the time, yes. So that's why it was promoted. Okay, I'll bring the next question. Then we'll talk about
Mama, Ataibo asked, what if the new wife can have a male child? Like maybe he has like 4 or 5 girls and no male child. So do they go and marry somebody else?
No, Solomon. Okay, I'll give you an example.
He said yes. After he said yes, they'll go and buy another wife.
Solomon, let me add something to this. I'll tell you what a live case I am aware of.
Okay.
Where it didn't start this way, but it could transgress to that. Where they're having just female kids and no male child, the family can agree that one of the daughters would remain in the family and start having kids for the family.
If you let me come to that now, that is where the okay wine that's where the okay wine comes in.
Yes.
So can I now
if they have a son, they remain. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Remember, I mentioned the Ago wine. I mentioned okay wine. I've taken care of Ago wine. Now I want to talk about okay wine. So okay wine, not necessarily, if it wasn't really the question the guy asked, because the guy.
Have we lost her?
I think we lost. I think Solo's internet got.
Okay, so while we wait for him to come back, are we alone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So where they cannot get that male child, if it was desperately needed in that family, one of the daughters can remain unmarried in the home, start having children she won't be married. She won't get married to anybody. She will have an appointed person chosen by herself or the family members, and she will have kids for the family with hope that they will get a boy, and that person becomes a child for that family.
So how do they choose which daughter? Is it like the first daughter?
They'll decide. The family will decide. Maybe the daughter will volunteer, or maybe they will persuade one person to do it.
Nobody should decide that kind of thing on my head.
I lost my internet.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So,
thank you. I'm back. So now, I was trying to say that the person's question was, what if this bride,
they don't have a male child, yeah?
They don't have a male child. Not in the primary wife now.
Yeah.
So you can tell
the secondary wife.
What you said may not apply because these children will still be babies, and you don't talk of converting a baby child to agwine. Okay, wine. So where okay wine applies is where this couple in question does not have a male child. Usually, the man of the house nominates one of the females, and usually she nominates the first daughter. Now, bear in mind that it is not just oral nomination. There are some rituals that go with it. There are rituals that go with it. Because at the end of the day, she will not be seen again as a female. So you see where that male female
comes in wine.
Male woman comes in.
Okay, you know, I used to think that means big. So big. As in the male part. Oh, yes. Oh, gotcha. Yes. Oh, gender reassignment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. Now, the wine applies in two forms. Some wine in certain societies will have children that will remain. Then some wine in some Igbo societies will not be allowed to have children. Rather, they will be the ones that will now marry a woman.
Okay.
So let me start from the letter. The wine who is not allowed to have children, she can now go and marry a woman who she will nominate the consort. On her own, she is not allowed to have children. But, you know, a woman is a woman. She can have a man who will be meeting with her erotic needs. But bear in mind that now that she is an wine, such should not be made public. If by whatever design she conceives and has a child, makes a baby, those babies will be regarded as illegitimate.
Because
have you forgotten she's wine? Wine is not supposed to have a child. As a matter of fact, when I was doing my research, so certain things come into my mind that if it were to be in today, such a wine definitely will go through plastic surgery and have a penis.
Yes. Gender reassignment, I think Ihedigbo said, something like that.
Now, that's why I said to be an wine goes with a lot of rituals, because she would now be performing most of those male roles. Some of us here through Nali, women are wine gorge. But wine are gorge. They are gorge in the midst of women. Wine can take a title. So wine is just seen as a man. So that is why in some society, as I said,
With a service
this,
man.
this Okenwai who is not supposed to have children will marry a woman, and it is the woman that will have make children. Then for the Okenwai who can have children in certain societies, you know, they will allow her have children, but at the same time, she will be seen as the man of the house. Most of those male responsibilities, she will carry them. And those children will bear her father's name.
All right. Okay.
Let me go extra. Let me go extra. In the very ancient days, certain societies accommodated the man sleeping with the daughter to make a baby.
Hashi?
I'm telling you this.
Incest?
Yes. Where did the word incest come from? Over time, it was now outlawed. It was more or less. It was more or less a spiritual thing. I don't want to go into that because it is not part of the discussion.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. All right.
My heart just stopped now. Oh,
I will talk about that personally.
So what day?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. So the next question here is, what are the challenges facing such unions? Solomon, do you want to try a light on our ad?
Of course. There are lots of challenges because as time evolves, tradition practices also evolve. There has been challenges because we've just said it now that most times that often it is this woman husband that nominates the consort. But you and I know that human beings will all differ, and if I will use, we deviate from the norm from time to time. There has been cases of some of those girls who will go contrary. Why should you nominate? You know, and even if you nominate, they still go about having whatever enjoying whatever they want to enjoy outside there. So at the end of the day, there has been cases where such women will have children from different men, and a research also got the result that in certain homes where you see the assumed siblings chasing after themselves, killing themselves, going into some kind of war where as if it is Iran and Iraq, lifting cutlasses and fighting to kill. So research proved that is as a result of a woman having children from several men. So there's some kind of a mix of blood.
But that's the best one now. You choose who you want to.
But you've seen what I've just said now. What one of the
consequences.
One of the consequences. So it was a finding at the end of the day. That's one of the challenges. In the Igbo society, I don't think there are other challenges.
I'll tell you. I'll add something to it.
Okay.
Talking about from what you've just explained in terms of who nominates the consult.
Yeah.
Where the girl, how do I put it? Where the wife, the newly married wife, is seen to be responsible, she could be allowed to choose.
Okay, thank you.
And bring to the family. Yeah, that would be in an agreement.
Yes.
But of course, when they think that she's careless, she can't manage, that's where they want to appoint, and
you're right.
For some other reasons. Other challenges they have, because it's still a marriage, it comes with the marital challenges. The usual things about who takes responsibility, my husband, which is this wife, this woman who is my husband, not doing what they should do, jealousy and all sorts. So it comes with the same challenges we face in a man and woman relationship. It's not devoid of it. because same demands are still being made by the husband there, though not sexual demands, but again, other forms of demands that bring some challenges. Moving forward, Solomon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, is it worth it?
Yeah, okay.
Having this kind of relationship?
Okay, fine. You know, we
actually let me rephrase.
Okay.
Is this practice still going on?
Yes, in certain Igbo societies, but I will, with all apologies, I would say far primitive Igbo societies.
Like Obo.
Igbo communities. IJ is Uguta more advanced than Obo. Look at you.
Hey, don't even go there.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, you're right.
So
it is still into practice because Ndị Igbo still bear that name, Ahamefuna, Amechina. So you can tell that from the names Ndị Igbo bear, such things still happen. At least, yeah.
No, we have Coxon. Coxon, we have a lawyer in our midst. Coxon, do you mind? Coxon, are you there?
Where does a Coxon practice?
Nigeria.
And when I say which part of Nigeria?
He's in Abuja.
It is in Abuja. He may not. I don't know how why
anyway,
he reads, because we are talking of the Igbo customary law.
Yeah. All right, Solomon. That's my part of my question. Apart from the Igbo customary law, in our Nigerian constitution, do you think this kind of union sits anywhere? Are there any implications legally?
I think a lawyer might be in a position to respond to that, but I also know that most in a number of legal matters, you first, if it is something customary, you start addressing it from the customary point of view. So this matter now will always be situated within the customary law.
Yes, sorry. Some customary courts, look into it. If this were, because this is basically a breach of, this is basically a contract law. So if there has been an agreement or an arrangement for this type of thing to take effect, if there are any issues, the customary court, comes in to take a look at it, because it is a customary law. So most things that have to do with customs and tradition, like Solomon rightly said, the customary law court looks into it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So so let's say, like you asked me, if it is worth it. Yeah. So looking for the reason for which it is even contracted in the first place, it is worth it, considering how high Ndị Igbo practice a patriarchy and the role of the male in the society. Yes, so it is, and it is worth it. Because now, let me, from my own point of view, because I engaged some ladies in the United States here in this topic, where a certain lady who cannot, she's above the, medically, she's been confirmed not fit to have a baby. Now, she considered getting somebody donate an egg, which eventually will be fertilized by her husband's sperm. So my argument was,
wow, same shit.
So my own argument was, why not allow go into an agreement with this same lady and have your husband sleep with her and impregnate her?
It's not the same thing.
Okay.
Don't want the sleeping.
Tell him.
The sleeping will cause problem.
It will break the home.
Yeah.
The sleeping is not part of the bargain.
Okay.
No.
Hey, Oche in the love. Sleeping is not
But
part of the
Solomon,
bargain.
think about it. Think about it.
I
There's a
prefer
difference
my
between...
husband sleeping. I prefer my husband sleeping with her instead of paying that $20,000.
Exactly. Cousin said something. Yeah, there's that emotional context to sleeping than mixing outside.
Exactly.
It's better for them to mix it outside.
No, but you know, as I said, it's a contract. And it's agreed. It's okay. It's just.
Can
It's
I
just
say
like,
something? Solomon, can I ask you a question, please?
yes.
Now, you are saying it's a contract. In the contract, are you going to say how many times this has to happen just in case she doesn't get pregnant? Okay.
Until she gets pregnant.
Which means, so why would I even consent to that?
After 6 months, why
And if she
Madonna?
refuses, exactly, if she refuses to get pregnant, though, so you people continue the jamboree.
You call
Nah,
it jamboree. It's not jamboree. It's a process.
No, Oche, I think how it will work with. I think how it will work is they'll know the woman's cycle, and during the ovulation window, the man will probably be sleeping with her at that period.
Now I think another argument I had with another person.
We could anyhow.
IJ,
Yeah.
OJ, another argument I had with another person was this. The person suggested that I think for some reason that she will go and get sperm from a sperm bank.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said that means, you know, so it in this situation now, it equals going to adopt a baby.
Yeah.
Because if the baby eventually comes now, such baby cannot be linked to any of you. You get my point?
Mm-hmm.
But the Igbo style of this bringing somebody, at the end of the day, the likelihood of knowing one, the father, the biological father, it might be in your bloodline. Because sometimes what we want to maintain is that bloodline. Is this person our blood, on your, you know, our pupine, our barine? If the person is not even your bloodline, but you can tell who this person is. You know. So it is, if the question is if it is worth it, and if it is still in practice, it is worth it. And it
yeah, when you went offline, I was saying that this was solely a form of adoption, when adoption was not popularly in the context. In the
surrogacy for a better, surrogacy more.
And you know, let's face it and tell ourselves the truth. I don't know how many of you the last time you went to the villages, those in the village do not even know what adoption is. Many of them. A lot of them don't even know they don't have the money for it. You know the cases of child theft and Abba baby factory, on the child baby factory, baby factory, all over the place. You know, and you can tell how expensive and how people convert distance into money-making ventures eventually.
When they could have gone through this route and solved the problem. Let's take a minute break, and we'll take the questions we have from our audience.
Okay, thank God Benson just came in. So
yeah, please stay tuned to take a break. Okay.
Meet the hosts, Oche Ajaifia, former woman, but you, Winifred Igbo, and Chioma Nwapa.
Thank you very much. Wives,
Okay.
you want to take the questions? Yeah.
Yeah, Benson
before
had
that-
an experience about this, so I wanted him to. I think he just came in before you. So if you could throw it to Benson.
Right, Benson, are you there? Have we got him there?
So while we wait for Benson, can I throw a light to an Igbo legend story about how woman, female husband originated?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You know, as I said, it's a story of a legend, so it could be seen as a myth, not a fact. You know, the legend. So if Benson comes, he should just let us know. I can suspend.
Yeah.
There's a story of these two deities, Igbo deities. One is Ogugu. Ever heard about Ogugu?
Yes.
Do we have some Igbo people here?
Yes, we do.
People throw around where Mbise, Uguta, Obo.
Anambra na Ogugu.
Ogugu, fine. So
Uguta and Ogugu. I don't know about Ogugu.
Okay, so but
We don't know. I don't know Ogugu.
Okay, Ogugu, Oche from every indication, he got all federal gas.
No,
Now, if you listen to Egu Warrior, Saward Oriental Brothers, you will hear in one of those his songs, Ogugu Biakwa Weroji, Ogugu Biangorumi, or something like that. That Ogugu is an Igbo deity. There's also another Igbo deity around Akwete. Akwete is close to River State also.
Between Abia and Rivers.
Beautiful, which is called Iyeke. And I don't know if you guys know that most of these Igbo deities are all feminine. Are you aware?
Yes,
Yeah, Obide. Uguta has Obide. The Mami water.
That is why if you see some of those ATR practitioners, they will say Allah. Allah. Are you aware that the Allah is feminine too?
Okay.
No, that.
That's when you have earth goddess. So the supreme being is God Almighty. So now this Ogugu, which is a female deity, at some point, women who couldn't have children are consulting Ogugu to give them children.
Yeah.
You know, they will go and worship Ogugu. Okay, Benson is there.
Yeah, Benson has been there.
Good. So they will go and worship Ogugu to give them children. Now, over time, the legend also has it that Akwete, not Akwete, Iyeke got in romantic relationship with Ogugu. Now, Ogugu had more followers and more worshippers than Iyeke. But Iyeke, in the same-sex marriage thing, turned out to be the male in this context right now. Proposed marriage to Ogugu. Ogugu wasn't ready to relocate from her abode, and now lured Iyeke from her own abode to join Ogugu at hers. So at the end of the day, Ogugu now got married to Iyeke. I'm talking about two female deities now becoming husband and wife.
Okay. We have that in Uguta, the Obide and Orash.
Thank you very much. So now, legend has it, you know, we were talking about the origin. How did this come up? Why did it not become a practice in Igbo land? You know, because something starts from somewhere. It doesn't just fall from the tree. And for the fact that it is associated with deities that are more than mortals, what are humans not to follow suit? And then all the rituals that go with it.
Thank you.
Follow. Thank you.
No, Bibi Oje, Orash is the male. Orash is the male. Bide is the female. Is the yes, to Chinwe. Benson, are you there?
Yeah.
Benson.
Yeah.
Benson, can you come in?
He needs to unmute. He's there.
Benson, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good. He's there.
Benson was telling me that his grandmother asked. Okay, I think he's on. Okay, Benson, can you tell us your story about how your grandmother wanted to marry a wife, you know, something like that for you?
Okay. There one, Oche kitchen, there one.
There we
I've missed all of you. Sorry, so sorry,
we
so
miss
so
you
We
too.
sorry.
missed you too.
Okay, so I think one of my grandfather's wife, she had children, but I think the children died. So along the line, that was in early 80s. Early 80s. That was when I came back to the East for secondary school between 1983, 84, 84, 85. So we were discussing one day, and she said that she wants to marry. I said, jokingly, a young boy that had nothing in mind. I said, ị chọrọ ịnụ nwaanyị maka gịnị gwanụ? Ọ sị na ya chọrọ ịnụ nwaanyị ga-amụtara ya ụmụ. And ya chọkwa na iji aha m were nụ the.
Bessie, we have your people here.
Okay, that she wants to use my name to get a wife. I was like, how will you get a woman on my name? She started explaining to me, no, nothing was wrong with that. I don't have to do anything. All she needs is my permission to say, go ahead and get the wife. So as a small boy, I started reasoning. I said, okay, even if I say yes now, even if I say yes, if this woman gets this woman, she goes out to make babies, that at the end of the day, at the long run, the entire community will say, Chimezie, ihe awo moge.
Stop
So
child support.
that those kids are my kids. I was like, how can I do this? So I just told her, I said, because we call her Munyenna. I just said, Munyenna. I don't think I can do this. So this woman will come in on my name, marry. My greatest problem was not even my greatest problem is not the marriage. My greatest problem was the kids.
The kids, yeah.
That was my greatest problem. How okay, so even if these kids come in, they are because she married on my name, so they are going to answer my name. So I was like, no, say I'm going number. I will not. I can't do this. She felt so bad that I didn't want to do it. But I tried to explain to her. Yes, I understand nothing, but you said you are going to marry on my name. Whatever kid that comes in, whether I'm the one responsible or I am not, they are my kids. So I think that was just exactly what happened.
And you might be tempted to say, this is my wife. You might be tempted one night and say, after this is my wife.
Can I say something?
And the painful part is that of all the men,
Benson's first wife.
Now, Benson.
Of all the men.
Benson.
Because Solomon chere kamuna just stay when you were Koje kuche when you were Solomon.
Yeah, I mean, this one actually touched me personally because of all the men in the compound, all in the kindred. Yeah, we don't know Benson, as young as he was. What was she thinking? Benson, I'm happy
because the issue was somehow
you were close to her.
We were close to her because my grandfather had 5 wives, and those 5 wives, I only know her. The other ones, they're already dead.
For you. Okay, now listen. Let me come in. First and foremost, I will use the word. You were just to be presented. That is one.
My name.
You must have looked, cute, handsome, and
He still does.
I said, yeah. He, Benson, do grown-up men look cute? We look handsome, not cute. Little bit. We are striving and working our asses out here, so nobody's talking of cuteness in the United States. So now, the Muyenna, as you called her interest was somebody presentable to go there. Remember that there's no documentation. And I also want to tell you here now that those 2 things you are afraid of, none was going to happen. One, those children were not going to bear your name. Because as I've just said, even you were also not going to sleep. Although she may want to, anyway, I don't know that part if she had it in mind. But even if you were the one that was going to act as the consort, still, remember I said it earlier, biological parents will never claim ownership, which is captured in the Igbo expression, Iko ana one. Those children at the end of the day would have, even if those children will be in your own level, in your own generation. You get what I mean? Because those children will bear not Benson Okereke, but that man.
Your grandfather's name.
Your grandfather's name.
Yeah,
they will be seen as your grandfather's children. So not Benson's name.
There will be a Okereke too.
Beautiful, but not Benson. And nobody, as I said earlier, maybe before you joined, in the traditional Igbo society, yes, everybody knows, in quote, not you, Benson, whichever, whether you are the consort or not. But even if you are the consort, nobody will come out openly to say that here I want more Benson. No. No, nobody does that.
Okay, I was seeing it from that angle.
Benson, can you hold? Okay, go ahead.
As then, yeah. So you were acting out of ignorance, but this is just it.
Okay.
You know.
Can you guys hold your thought? We'll end the show, but we'll continue over time. So stay tuned. Everybody stay tuned. Mama, over to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for being a part of this interesting show. Even though I thought I knew so much, but I've learned a lot as well. Join us next week. The next our topic would be on domestic violence. Another hot topic. And we're bringing a special guest, a psychologist, who will be joining us. Psychiatrist, yeah. Psych. She'll be part of the show next week. So sit back while we carry on. Thank you.
All right, so go ahead.
And all along, sorry, I don't know whether this is a mistake or she wanted to say something. This
no, she can say whatever.
Person.
iPhone
person, yeah, exactly. So I don't
now we're in overtime. Anybody can chip in, anybody can say whatever you want to say. So go ahead. Solomon, Monage, I want to talk about that inbreeding thing you mentioned about. So if you can explain later. Okay. But iPhone, do you want to say anything?
Hi, Mom. I have nothing in my hands. Take anything away.
Where's iPhone? Is it gone?
There's no iPhone.
Then let me bring down the hand.
iPhone is here. She's on mute or he's on mute. Who is this? You can.
Hello, hi.
Speak.
Hello, hi. This is Matt.
Hi. Oh, Matt. Hi. Go ahead.
Good. What I want to say, I mean, Solomon, thanks so much. That's a very, very enlightening topic. I mean, there are a couple of things I didn't even know. Like, it's like telling me history. You know, things that I need to know, like my history or about lineage and all that and all those. So thank you so much, Oche Kitchen guys, for this interesting topic.
You're welcome.
May God give you guys the strength to continue.
Thank you.
I wanted to highlight a couple of things, but I think with time, I mean, I'm not going to go into that.
We're in overtime, so we have all the time. You can talk till
okay.
The show has stopped officially.
Yeah,
one of the things I just wanted to, I would just say maybe it might not be a